Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and today we are going to be talking about the eBay fall update for the USA Sellers 2017. It's very weird for me to say fall. Obviously, we know it is autumn here in the UK, but a couple of days ago, eBay announced their autumn update for the UK, and then a few hours later, they announced the fall update for the USA. Now, this video should have happened yesterday, but it got superseded by more pressing matters, which we will, of course, reference in this tutorial, in this episode as well. Sorry, I've been recording tutorials and my head is still in, obviously, work mode. So, yes, the eBay fall update. Now, is it good? Is it bad? It's somewhere down the middle, really. The big way of deciding whether an eBay update is good or not largely hinges on if there's any fee increases or decreases. There's no mention of fees. So that is good news, you know, largely because let's be honest, they don't often come down. They usually go up. No mentions of fees, so that's good. And also no mentions of category changes. They can also be a massive headache for sellers, having to recategorize products, sometimes in the thousands, tens of thousands. So luckily, there's nothing like that on the horizon. However, there are a few tasty ones which are more than likely going to cause you, potentially cause you a few headaches. Depends. So with that said, let's take a look. So how best to do this? Do we jump over live to the screen? No, in fact, no. What I'll do is the links to the eBay policy and also a write-up on ESELLERCAFE are in the description below, along with a link to the UK video in case you are a UK seller watching this video and you missed the UK only one. There's a link down there. And there's also a link to the news yesterday that eBay can charge you if they suspect you have transacted off of eBay. We'll talk about that in a little while. But to kick things off, the eBay fall release, it's pretty friendly, really. They kicked off with guaranteed delivery. If you were already eligible for guaranteed delivery, you may have received an early invitation. eBay's sort of putting their stall out there even more that this is going to be coming, and qualified sellers will start seeing this roll out from early 2018. Again, for more information on guaranteed delivery, link is in the description. To give you a bit of a brief heads up, there's going to be certain sellers who, like I said, have already been on like the beta phase of this. It's all about eBay saying that you can get your delivery within 3 days if you're in the US. So again, that's pretty quick for the US. I think Amazon can do 2 days guaranteed. But yeah, eBay are trying to get a little bit more involved with delivery, which is a good thing. Markdown Manager has now been moved into Promotions Manager. The functionality still exists there as far as I'm aware. They've just moved it into Promotions Manager and made it a little bit more easy to use. Rather than have the two separate, they've put them under one. Also, the ability to promote single quantity listings in promoted listings. So again, if you're like an antique seller or selling one-off pieces, you can now promote those using eBay's promoted listings. And of course, like the rest of promoted listings, you don't actually pay for anything unless it results in a sale. So again, nice little bit of functionality there. Nothing major. Also bundles. eBay going in quite heavy on bundles. Now, this isn't surprising because obviously with cataloging eBay, obviously introducing more use of GTINs and EANs and barcodes as a whole, it means that the usage of bundles will become more and more important. I'm just reading here. eBay is now offering the ability to create bundles and lots in order to provide greater visibility on the site. So again, it makes perfect sense why eBay would want to help you do this. Sell more products. Next up, more information to buyers in questions and answers. Again, this is something we've talked about previously. Again, a little bit more the Amazonification of eBay, integrating the Q&A feature into listings. It's coming. It's already rolled out on a handful of listings that I've seen. I think it is only US based at the minute, but it will be getting a global rollout. It's a good thing. It provides more social proofing. It's a good thing. Yes, they are copying Amazon, but they're copying a whole host of people who put Q&As and reviews on pages. So fair play to them. Now the big one is policy changes. The removal of contact information. Again, I spoke about this in an earlier video, along with the links policy and also the Google HTTPS issue as well. So regarding contact info, this has all been kicking off over the past day or two, which I'm going to talk about more at the end, because I think there's a few things that I've been certainly made aware of over the past 24 hours, which I think I should address. Yes, no longer can you provide contact information such as phone number or email address on your listings, and no longer can you communicate those details in eBay messages, because if you are found to do so, you can get punished in a number of ways, resulting in your item being removed from search, in suspension of your selling privileges, limiting of your selling privileges, and also potentially getting charged final value fees, regardless of if an item is sold or not, if eBay suspects that could have happened. Yeah, more about that in a little while. The security issue is not an eBay issue, it's a Google issue. eBay came out and said about half of their site traffic comes from Google Chrome as the browser. And Google Chrome has said that whenever there is now no longer HTTPS content on a website, it's going to flash up a warning box saying content on this site may not be secure. eBay are concerned, and rightly so, that this could lead in a higher bounce rate and scaring people off. So they've basically told you to make sure that your listings do not contain HTTP content, and make sure it's HTTPS. An SSL certificate will largely sort that out. Product identifiers, again, starting October 19th, new listings will be required to have a brand MPN, manufacturer part number, or global trade item number, GTIN. And this requirement will expand into already existing listings in 2018. So any new listings are going to require these in much more categories, and any old listings which are still running are going to need to be updated at some point in 2018 to be confirmed. Images. This was a big one. eBay is getting strict with images, which means no more watermarks on your eBay images. Now, I know this has caused a few of my friends and guys that I've dealt with in business-wise over the past few years horrendous pain. One of the guys who here in the UK told me yesterday that this will mean he'll have to edit 20,000 images which currently have a watermark on. Now, they have given you 6 months. They've given you to March 2018 to get this in place. And my advice to the UK crowd and to you as well is leave them for now. Don't mess with your listings on the run up to Christmas. After your biggest sales period has got out of the way, you've still got 3 months to change them. Do them on the wind down, end of January, February into March. That's when I would do it. That's what I would do if I was selling in any sort of large volume. It's unclear whether this applies to eBay Motors or not. We have to assume that it does. However, previous rules regarding images, eBay Motors has been excluded. However, we haven't heard either way if this continues to be the case. And also, starting in spring 2018, eBay will begin to match listings with product identifiers to catalog items. And if your items are cataloged, they will obviously get a boost from certain SEO and other promotions eBay ran or run. So it is in your interest, I would say, to utilize barcodes going forward. You can't avoid it. It might be a pain. It might cause you an expense, but it is the right thing to do. So I do back eBay on that one. The other one is returns are changing. eBay are getting a lot more involved in your returns process, to the point where they're going to enable automatic returns for buyers. So for certain products, they are going to enable the buyer to return the product without you getting involved with it. And again, that's been met with some obstruction here in the UK, saying eBay is getting a little bit too big brotherish, you know, in terms of, you know, getting involved in the returns process. eBay is seeing it as getting rid of some hurdles for you and trying to speed up, you know, your own processes. Again, link in the description to find out more about that. I don't think there's going to be a way around it. Unfortunately, eBay basically said, "Yeah, we're going to just roll out automatic returns," because it's proven in, you know, in studies that companies and businesses that offer, you know, hassle-free returns sell more. It's a trust factor. So they are the highlights of the USA eBay fall release for 2017. Very similar to the UK's rollout. Again, there was not much there other than the guaranteed delivery. I don't think we have that yet in the UK. Everything else was pretty much the same. Now, on to the big news yesterday. Again, link is in the chat for this, but I'll also put a link up here for ease of use about eBay potentially charging you for if they suspect you are selling off of eBay. Now, this morning, a friend of mine who, again, I've been sort of working, he's been a sort of customer of ours for mine and Matt's for about 5 years now. And he made a great point that he'd been onto eBay customer service email or chat this morning asking for clarification about this new policy that, you know, you cannot ask for contact details, or you cannot, you know, the buyer cannot provide you with like an email or a phone number in which to transact off of eBay. That's what eBay's scared about. However, this friend of mine said that, you know, he sells a lot of fridge freezers or refrigerators. I'm going to try and keep this American. And the problem with that is with refrigerators, they largely have to be kept stood up due to the gas obviously in the back, and they cannot be shaken too much in transit. And they require a specialist courier. And this specialist courier that he uses requires a phone number from the customer so that they can arrange a delivery when obviously someone's going to be in to receive this. Obviously, with specialist couriers like two-man deliveries and things like this, it gets very expensive if missed deliveries become a thing. So it's in their interest to deliver it first time. He also sells like shed things, like log cabins. And again, that will require a specialist courier company who want to obviously make sure the customer is in so the courier can do the delivery once. This has provided him with a bit of an issue now because and he said he had 4 this week already. And he's had 4 customers who, when he's checked their details, they've given fake numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, clearly not a phone number, or, you know, 11 zeros, clearly not a number. He now cannot contact them asking for a phone number for the courier to arrange delivery because it's a specialist product. And eBay turned around and went, there is no leeway on this. If you ask for a customer's email, you will be, you know, whatever. Bad things will happen to your account one way or the other. It'll be negative. It will look bad against you. And obviously, if you do it more than once, bad things will happen. And this was a problem for me because, like I said, even at the point where eBay can tell that the transaction has gone through, he's got the order details, and he's just trying to arrange delivery, he can't do it because the couriers require a phone number in order to accept the delivery, and he can't give them one. So whilst this new policy might work for 90–95% of products sold on eBay, there's still a portion of products here, specialized products, which people sell on eBay and make a living from selling on eBay, where this new policy has royally screwed them over. And right now, I didn't know what to tell him. He asked me to come up with a workaround, and I was sort of saying, listen, you know, that eBay are taking this seriously. I can't advise you on how I would get around this because it affects your business. You need to speak with eBay about this. So yeah, there's problems with this new policy, and it's going to affect this. And like I said, I've heard from 3 or 4 sellers in the past 24 hours since my video went live yesterday. And that's, you know, I know a small percentage of the global sellers. This is going to affect a lot of people. If this does affect you, let me know in the comment section down below. I think there has to be a give somewhere. There has to be leeway from eBay somewhere, because this policy is clearly not going to work for everyone. It's unfair for a lot of businesses, and there has to be a better way. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, if you found it useful finding out about the eBay fall update for 2017 for the USA, leave me a like rating. And like I said, let me know down below your thoughts on either the fall release or the still ongoing saga with their new contact policy regarding links and emails and numbers and all the rest of it. I'm not sure what the answer is. All I know is it's not good for eBay right now. There's been a lot of backlash about this, and I think something needs to change. I understand they've been trying to plug the leak, but how big could the leak have possibly been in order to affect so many other businesses who were just trading legitimately on eBay? Who knows? Anyway, with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be with you tomorrow, and I'll be talking Amazon and how to get your products onto the Amazon Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. So it's a good one tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.